Hello fellow casters, this is Naya Moonlight with the Gem Magics, and I'm doing another video at work. And there was much rejoicing. But anyways, in this video I wanted to discuss matrons and patrons. But more specifically, how to figure out when they are calling you. For those who don't know already, matron is a goddess and patron is a god. Some people only have a matron, some people only have a patron, some people have both. Not everybody is going to be the same. But before I get into figuring out who your deity is, I did want to just say this little thing that I started off with. At the very beginning of my path, and I had just set up my very first altar ever, I knew that I wanted to have some sort of physical representation of deity. But I was ways away from ever figuring out who my matron and patron were. So, what I decided to do, since I didn't even know if I was going to have a matron, patron, or both, I decided to basically get a 100% unidentifiable unisex clay statue. And that was my way of representing deity, since I had nothing to really go on yet, no way to confirm who my matron and patron were at the time. It was really what I felt was best. Now, not everybody is going to go that route, obviously. Some people might use crystals, some people would probably use stones, some might use pendants or certain herbs. I mean, there's plenty of different ways to go about it. But that's just what I did, and it worked for me. And I'm just throwing that out there. Anyways, moving on. So, number one way to receive a calling from a deity is dreams. Dreams are a big one. Probably one of the most common, in my opinion. When it comes to dreams, it's always good to have a dream journal, because you never really know what you're dreaming. You never really know the significance of a dream necessarily unless you keep track of it and see the consistency that might be happening. Like, for instance, one night you might have a dream about a black bird. Next night you might not remember your dream at all. The following night you might have a dream that you found a raven feather. So on and so on and so on. For raven representation would be the patron god. Crap, I feel like a moron. Odin. I don't know why his name escaped me for that split second, but it did. But yes, Odin, ravens. That's just an example. But like I said, it's always good to keep a dream journal, because the clues might not be fully clear to you just after one dream. And over time you might forget what a dream had in it, so having that journal is a great idea. Second thing, visions. Again, you could have some sort of visualization come to you during meditation. Again, I recommend a vision journal. Now, for those of you who don't like to carry a crap ton of journals around, this is what I did. I had one journal, yay thick, and one half of it was my dream journal, and the other half was my vision journal, and basically just met in the middle, and that's how that worked. But yes, keeping track of your visions, same exact thing as the dreams. It's really a great way to keep track of what's going on in your visions and finding the clues and the things that are consistent. So, yes. Moving on. Another way that a deity might reach out to you is a certain type of item or symbol might show itself to you many times. Like, continuing on the Odin example path, you might come across a lot of jewelry that has a that was shaped or had a picture of a raven. I'm kind of drawing a blank on other examples that I could use, but I think everybody gets the gist. Another thing is animals. Certain animals that come up. Again, the obvious example here, for continuing with Odin, is Raven. Raven's following you home from work, or on your morning jog, or you just see them in your backyard tree a lot, so on and so forth. Another thing, scents. Now, I'm not entirely sure what scent would be associated with Odin. My memory is actually pretty bad, but going out of the whole example of Odin, we'll just say that you smell a certain herb that is associated with a deity a lot, and you're not entirely sure where that scent's coming from. That's another clue, another way that a deity is trying to get your attention. And the final thing for me, because I really work a lot with following my instincts, is how I feel. Feelings that I get, just following my intuition. Not everybody is going to rely on their intuition. Some people might not have very good intuition. So not everybody is going to choose to follow their feelings when it comes to trying to figure out who their deities are. But that's one thing that I did. And I believe it has worked out pretty damn well for me. I've had the same matron and patron for a long time. And you know, that's actually it that I had on my little list right here. I wanted to make sure I wouldn't forget anything. But yes, those are the ways to figure out if a deity is trying to summon you or trying to get your attention. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment bar below. And until next time, blessed.